Everybody, welcome back to Manor and Brass episode 10 with me, Sid. And last episode we did a thing outside. We more or less finished decorating the courtyard. And I am recording before you've seen that episode, so I haven't got the feedback from you on the leaves or anything yet, but you know, that's fine. I haven't done anything down here yet, but I have gone and done that. You can't see very well, but I have done that bit over there. So not a lot else done, to be honest. I have prepared another couple of spells I want to make, and one is specifically for this job, which is here. And what we shall do is I need to go and grab myself a little bit. I really still need to sort out my bag of bagginess as well. Let me have one of those because I will need it in a moment. And let's set this off, put down the spell. We're going to pop this bow down just so we don't end up putting my good bow, because I've already wrecked one bow that way. Luckily, getting back to a decent powered bow, you know, it's not quite the same, but this one is power and it's mending and unbreaking. There's no flame on it, but you know, that's fine. Let's fire you off. Let's get over here and get some stuff done. Nice, quick, early spells, just so we can progress. And I don't know whether I'm going to get everything I want to do done this episode, but that's fine. So this is Pew Pew Torch. Pew. I don't know, is that how you spell pew? Ranged. I will not go with ranged torch. Torch. So it is. Let's go with I don't know, there. So basically, the same as the one we have here, but ranged. Right, now that's not the good spell. That is, well, I mean, it is a good spell, especially bit of lag there. I am loading in the background, so there might be a little bit of lag, but I want to get this bit recorded so we can start moving the rest of this forwards, because there's quite a lot of work for me to do. Quite a lot of things for me to do before we can do some of the other things. And I realise that is cryptic. Let me just double check I've got everything here. This is a complicated spell, but it will also satisfy well, I think the complexity 50 spell for starters. Let's go and get you put down first. Where are you? Okay, there. Thank you. Again, don't want to have to explain to myself why I've just gone and thrown my decent bow into a spell. Right, let me grab most of this lot, and we should be in a position to get this spell on the road. And it's quite an expensive spell, certainly in terms of materials. There's plenty of them gone in there, and that should be it. Let's get over here, and we're going to go with a Squircle and a triangle and a triangle with a line through it. See, we're getting involved with the language used on these. And this is Blink. Now, I've not played with Blink. I'm not entirely sure whether we've got any suitable graphics for Blink for starters. I mean that perhaps as if you were zapping around. I don't know why I did the sound effects. That looks more like a gusty fly spell. Actually, I like that one. Let's go with that. Right, so if I click on here, it has a range of 16. It is a highly and it just teleports me about. Not huge, but it will teleport me through things. And I'm not entirely... Oops. Hello. Did not mean to do that. But I can see that being useful. We need you, and I'll stick the blink spell. Actually, we'll stick you up there, like so. Right. Let me put that away. Keep... after we put you away, I'll keep the roasted hoglins here. That was a snack given to me by Rorax when I went over to visit the demonic ziggurat, as it's called. I haven't been over for a while, but it's big and it's black and it's a ziggurat. It has a certain zigguratness to it. Let us go over to Port Valentine. So I would like to start playing with blood magic. And blood magic has a certain requirement, and that is blood. Now you can get it from yourself. I need a 2 actually. Okay, but still good. I have been working on the landscaping around the edge here as well, so you can see the island is getting greener by the second. But I'm not worrying myself about Port Valentine today. I'm not worrying myself about advancing. What I want to worry myself about is this. So I'm not sure whether I've shown this before, but this is a dungeon and it has got spawners in it. Now I'm fairly certain, and I probably need to double check, but I'm fairly certain that zombies count for blood magic rituals, because there's a bunch of zombie spawners there. There's another one up here, and then there's several branches to this dungeon. And that's something above me off these directions, and I have cleared some bits of it, not all of them. There's still a lot to go, as is evidenced by the various bits and pieces over there. Now I think, yeah, this is the one I've been working on. But I do think there are some things. I'm just trying to find where I need to go next. No, that's the way in. That is not enough. I think there was 2 or 3 ways down, and as I say, I'm getting thoroughly lost around here. So not that way. That way goes up. So oh yeah, this is. So you got down and down, and this was the down I was working on. Now, skeleton spawner, while interesting, is not the most useful of things, and I think I have cleared. I mean, it's useful. Don't get me wrong, for getting bones and XP and stuff. I just don't think it's going to be significantly useful for this, and I'm now lost again, aren't I? Yeah, 2 skeleton spawners over there, and there's stuff down here that I haven't even picked up the loot. I'm largely not bothered about the loot. I am, however, I think that's yeah, alright, this is actually no. Now the reason I'm interested in the light spell like that is pretty simple. So I've been coming down here and I've been clearing this out slowly over time, and you can see that there are spots where I have to clear the space in less than safe mechanisms. Now normally if I was not bothered about the spawners, then I would destroy the spawner and have done with. But I do want the spawners. They're the bit what I'm down here for. Not down here for the loot, although all these candles and stuff will come in handy. I am here for the zombie spawners, because if I can get the zombie spawners, then I can make myself a really good blood farm. And again, this is just dungeon looting 101 as far as I'm concerned. This is the way I've always liked to do these when I don't want to get into too much trouble. Now again, nothing in there that I'm really bothered about. I will come around and loot all of these areas, but I think this area is complete. So yeah, I've just basically got more of these spaces to continue going around looting until we've got the entire dungeon clear, and then we can start using create, and it's a sorted features, I suppose, for want of a better word, to that's ahead. It's not actually. Now there is a danger down here, and that danger is that we're not just going to get the mobs that come from spawners. We are going to potentially get mobs that spawn, and that's not a problem, is it? No. Neither is that a problem, actually. Don't need to worry about that at all, in fact. Yeah, so that sounds to me like there's something... Whoa, bigger. That was actually a problem. Okay, that's more of a problem than I anticipated. We'll no, I did not want to do that. Yeah, that's slightly bigger problem than I anticipated. Let's just keep pushing carefully forward, shall we? The worst I have to worry about here is potentially. Oh, can I? God damn it! Can't quite. Reach. Again, I'm not particularly vulnerable. Oh, okay. That was not what I intended to do. No, neither was that. Cat just scared me half to death by moving. Well, Oh, that looks terrifying. What is going on over here? Hello. See, he will attack me just on the base. Ooh, that's definitely something different to what I was anticipating. Thank God for Quark. Yeah. Whoa. Did he just ninja? He just bloody ninjaed. I mean, there's a little bit in me that wants that thing, but then there's a little bit in me that really doesn't care. Now, what is that? It's just a coffin, isn't it? Oh. That's a hulking zombie spawner. Okay, I don't want that. That's just not my idea of a good idea. That is a Mana and Artifice coffin, so this is an undead place. Yeah, I don't want the hulking zombie spawner. That is just asking for trouble, isn't it? I think. And I'll just chuck a light over there, chuck a light down there, chuck a light down there. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to continue exploring this space carefully, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so I've lit up, I think, pretty much all of that dungeon, and there's a goodly number of spawners down there, so that's going to be handy, because blood magic obviously requires blood. I wasn't actually sure whether skeletons, because you kind of, it's actually life it uses, life force, not blood, because skeletons obviously don't have blood, or at least wouldn't do. But anyway, we are going to get the book for blood magic, which is the Sanguine Scientium, otherwise known as the Science of Blood. And we need to look at blood altars. So we need a blood altar. We need a soul network, which means we need a weak blood orb. Tier 2 goes to apprentice blood orb, magicians, master, archmage. So this is all stuff we've done before in the past. Slates, so using 1000 blood in a blood altar with stone will make a blank slate, 2000 in a tier 2 will make a yada yada, and so on and so forth. And you can automate things as well. So there's a bit about the different rooms. Yeah, it's just basically your different rooms for different things on the altar. Now the altar itself, I don't know, do you give me a tier 1 blood altar which has no rooms? Okay, then you get your sacrificial knife, and you go with blank runes. That will give you the ability to make a tier 2 blood altar with 8 rooms. And the ones directly touching the altar can go and have the upgrade rooms. Tier 2 we get the sacrificial knife, and we can slaughtering villagers for profits, or mobs, doesn't have to be villagers. Then you got tier 3, then you got the tier 4, then you got tier 5. And you can see this is just getting more and more expensive as we go. So that's the blood altar. Now, if I want to make a blood altar, bang, there you go. And then of course we need a sacrificial knife, which is pretty straightforward. And we are going to want a diamond, because we're going to need to get into this now. To be honest, this we might as well do here, because we can move this later. And we are basically going to go stabby, 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 and you can see we're getting some stuff in there. Stabby, 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 stabby. Now, obviously what we can do is, well, let's have a look. Don't think there is a regen charm, but there is a saturation charm, which in theory, if we used that with, I think it's a golden carrot. Now, again, argue amongst yourselves about how absorption charm, glistering melon. And a charm, of course. Nope, they are on me. I mean, the backpack's got hoof in there. That goes to absorption 2, so we might as well go the whole hog. It's not absorption though, is it? Oh, hang on. That is just going to give me that. What I wanted was actually well, probably want that anyway. It's a saturation charm. There you go. And it is a gold carrot. Now I'm fairly certain somewhere I have got a gold carrot. I have. And one of those. So this, in theory, may be a little bit broken with blood magic, may not, who knows. Let's just do that for now. In fact, let's do that for now. And then we should be good. But no. To fill this up. without really requiring any food. It's not going to give us full on regen, but there, we could always put a beacon down for that, can't we? Of course, we'll have to go and kill a wither, but I have to do that anyway. Well, I have to summon a wither, I don't have to kill it. Always read this my fine print. But anyway, let me just get this blood network going, and then we'll see about, while that's doing that, let's just actually go and have a quick peek at my Oculus, because I think I needed to get level 45. I have. So how many have I done now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I only need to do 4 more. Mana Weave Cache, that should be relatively straightforward. That, if we do that, that's, we have to do that anyway. So that's 2. Golem, yes and no. Enchanting item using the Runic Anvil, that's always a possibility. All of these we could do, so there's nothing there that's actually too complex. But anyway, let's not get distracted. Let me go pokey pokey, finger finger. And it's important not to kill yourself by accident. Done that before. Hopefully that should have, I think these have about 1,000 in them. Let's cook up that blood orb, shall we? And there we go. Bind it to me. Fill it up, and everything's good and happy. Now I think we will keep our blood magic stuff underground, because it is, you know, as far as I'm concerned, if you were to think about it, it's the kind of thing you would hide away and keep underground. I don't think, other than being able to get to the page, I don't think there's a lot to do, but we do need to make rune. Now blank runes are simple enough, it's blank slate and some stone, and blank slate is just stone, so I need at least 8 of those in the first instance, so we might as well move ourselves up to tier 2, because tier 2 is where we can make I think tier 2, not tier 2, there we go. Right, so you're at least giving me something. Yeah, let me continue, and I'll be back in a little short while. Okay, I've got myself enough to make a tier 2 altar. Or is it a tier 1 altar? I can never remember how it classifies it. Let me just have a look. Tier 1, blah blah blah. So tier 2 is the one with just, oh thank you, tier 2 is just that, okay, and that gives me access to the Dagger of Sacrifice. Now that is okay, it's, you know, it's a useful tool. I probably should have brought myself something to store some of these materials in, because I am going to be digging up a lot of stuff down here. Keep the stuff together that we wish to keep, that can go there. What was in there, just out of interest? Nothing of any interest whatsoever. So we'll pop that away as well, just because. Actually, I can use that. When I've got a tier 2 altar, we can use it to make the Dagger of Sacrifice. So, yeah, it's not all a loss, is it? This ideally needs to move, but let's start off with a simple excavation. I don't think I gave myself... I only gave myself the range modifier on this. I have access now to the area of effect modifier, I believe. So in theory, we should be able to make myself a hammer. This is only the one spawner at the moment, so I'm not too worried. If I do create a spawnable spot, I can cope with a zombie or two. And we'll keep these coming down where appropriate. Definitely a mixed bag of stuff over here though, for certain. But we need a space, I think, if I remember rightly, and again, my knowledge and memory of blood magic is, I would say a little rusty, but it's actually not a little rusty, it's a hell of a lot rusty. Because it's, I don't know how many years since the last time I used blood magic in anger. So, but my thoughts here are fairly simple, and that is that I think the ritual, whose name escapes me, but again, that's another thing that will come back to me with time, that generates the life from the mobs that you put above it. I recall that goes underneath. Well, I think you can do it above or below. So the question is, how do I want to transport the mobs in, and do I want to put the ritual above or below? And given that the altar is normally quite a large structure when you get to the high level stuff, we probably, I don't know. I genuinely don't know on this one. However, what I do know is I need to dig a lot deeper. So, hey, hello. Did I say you could leak? No, I did not. Yeah, so there's a little bit of filling in to do here as well. But it won't take long. Right, excavation mode activate. Alright, this is messy. It's not a permanent solution, but we've got a spawner up there. I want to be able to sacrifice mobs into my blood altar rather than using my own stuff, so got a very, very simple mob farm setup going on here. I'm just going to, all I'll do is I'll build this up around the outside. We'll make sure it is completely dark, and zombies will spawn, fall down the middle, and world will be, if not good and happy, at least somewhat bloody. Now, we need to use this inner blood altar with 3,000 life points. I'm not sure exactly how much a blood altar can hold. I think this may tell me. Tier 1, blah blah blah, blood altar, so tier 1 blood altar. Altar starts with a maximum capacity of 10,000. I thought it was fairly high. So in theory I should be able to fill this up. And I do want to, before I start whacking myself all the way down, although you'll notice if you look at the map here, I've more or less got this cleared. There's a little bit going on over here and over here, but this is largely covered. So, yeah. Oh, good. Lovely, lovely. That's what we like to see. And it's not the fastest. It's not the fastest method of generating life, but you know it will do the trick, and then we can let the spawner go. Now, what we could do is we could ferry more spawners up. I don't think it's necessary at this stage. We may want it later, but right now. Right now, I think it should be fine. It's probably got 3,000 life in it already at this stage, but I'll play it safe. Plus, I'm not going to move this for a while because we'll keep going down now for the altar rather than up, and we'll use the space above us and expand this out in different directions to come up with a suitably dark and brooding place. I have a few ideas along those lines. And of course, you know, this seems really bizarre, or may seem really bizarre, because obviously I've allied myself with the Fae, and yet here I am doing blood magic, and this would obviously seem far more appropriate for an undead or a demon mage, for example. Anyway, that should be enough for us to start to get ourselves the sacrificial dagger. And not sure what I'm going to use for screenshot, but that will do as a possible to start off with. I don't think I'm going to have anything super beautiful and pretty to show off on this one. There we go. And now we have that. Right, so the next thing to do is just continue building. That sounds like a zombie villager above me. Which must mean that one of the villagers that used to live in that village has been unfortunate enough to bump into a zombie. I also did want to think, well, I haven't really got the materials on me right now, but I did want to think about filling some of the gaps in. But for now, let's just get this nice and dark. They shouldn't spawn on because they spawn in a 4 radius, and this is 4 radius to the edge. So, oh wow, I think we are going to run out of material though. And my box is down there. Don't know what I've got else on my personage. I have got a little bit of stuff though, so let's see if we can't get this guy. Dark enough, sorry. Tickly throat still. No, I think I am going to have to go and grab myself some more. Got plenty though, so should do us, and we'll get this done and then we can continue things. Now, I'm not entirely sure why I'm doing blood magic, by the way. There's I have no specific requirements from the mod. I suppose more nostalgia than anything else. because it's been such a long time since I used Blood Magic in Anger, and the new version's got some little quirks about it which, oops, hello, get rid of that. I know there's no chance of anything spawning on that, but there we go. You should fall down, thank you. And that should do the trick. Just for a temporary thing anyway, because then we should be able to go. Yep, that will do it. Now I say, this is not going to be uber efficient, it's not going to be really fast. What it should be though is, I think it must be that one that I go out on. Let me just have a look. That one has the right feel to it. Through here, round there, and out there, yes. But again, lots of zombie spawners in there. Lots of them. I think I'd probably be able to get maybe half a dozen to a dozen plus. And yeah, that's going to be useful. So lots of loot as well that I haven't actually gone through. I will go through this place and clear it out properly, but what we do need to do is tier up our blood orb to tier 2. If I can find. So that's got to be redstone. That's a difficult one. 25,000, because your altar can only hold 10 as it stands. Still, not the end of the world. Right, I do need to go and get myself a block of redstone though, so let me go and do that, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, and hopefully I've got enough blood in there. If not, I could be struggling a bit. That is apparently over on my level, which is interesting. Probably in the cave system out that way. There you go. We have an apprentice blood orb, which means that we can now fill it our blood network further. It's all good. And should any more zombies fall in, we'll add them to our network. Yeah, I need to remember my blood magic and my ritual of suffering, I think it was called. Because I think you could use, if I can remember correctly, you used to be able to fit it in underneath the altar once it was fully upgraded. Which might be the way that I would want to go with that. But right now, this ugly old thing will do the trick. It will get me where I need to be, and coupled with that, of course. And then we'll bring in lots of the undead from the spawner there. Oh dear, you thought that would help, didn't you? Not so much. But yeah, we've made a start. We have got our blood altar going. Between episodes I may try and make enough slates to go down, get maybe some capacity runes. I think they are. Fucking, here we go. Runa capacity uses an imbued slate, and that's a tier 3, so we can't do capacity until we get to tier 3. Okay, that's fine, I can work with that. I mean, this is more than enough to start off with, so don't know what is wandering around down there, but this will grow. We'll get this bigger, we'll get some more space, we'll backfill some of this stuff up, and we'll make something that hopefully looks reasonable. Now my plan is, I think next episode I'm going to put the effort into building, and we're going to work on Port Valentine and around the front of the mansion, and maybe out to the front of the farm as well, because you know we're going to need to do Britannia obviously being an obvious Fey magic mod, as well as the Enchanted mod, which, yeah, Fey stroke demonology, somewhere in between the two of those, whereas this is more undead things, but still I want it because it has some cool things like teleposers and all of those good stuff. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time, and yeah, have a good one.